Calling the council back to meeting. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to come out of executive
Executive session.
Thank you.
There's a motion up. Ms. Stancho, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, is there a motion for the
Mr. Chair.
executive session?
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to proceed as discussed in executive session. That'll be my motion.
To accept the recommendations of the town third attorneys and authorize them to proceed as discussed in executive session.
So I'll rephrase my motion. I'll make a motion to proceed as authorized by the town attorneys in executive session.
Authorize the town attorneys.
Authorize the town attorneys to proceed as authorized. Thank you very much, Mr. Leclerc.
Is there a second? Second, Mr. O'Brien. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Go down to 6.11. Is there a motion for the roadside memorial markers?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that it be it resolved that the first reading of the above ordinance be and is hereby dispensed with, as copies thereof have been previously furnished to each member of the town council, and that the same be adopted as a first reading and referred to the ordinance committee for a public hearing.
There's a motion for Mr. Poisson. Is there a second, Mr. Hardin? Any discussion? If not, we'll call the vote. The vote to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 10-0. Next thing, 6.2.1. Is there a, Mr. Hardin, is there a motion?
6.2.1, a resolution regarding the Connecticut targeted response to the opioid crisis. Whereas the town of Stratford is eligible to receive a grant from RISAP for the Connecticut state targeted response to the opioid crisis in the amount of not to exceed $5,000. Whereas it is desirable.
Let me just interrupt for a second. To the town attorneys, we don't have to read it if it's been provided, correct?
That's correct. That's
okay,
correct.
Just to save you some time, Mr. Hardin.
Okay.
There's a motion on the floor from Mr. Hardin. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ticky. Is there any discussion on this? If not, we'll call the vote. All in favor of this motion, vote aye.
Aye.
Chair votes yes. Motion passes 10-0. 6.2.2, is there a motion?
Chairman, we have a motion, a resolution regarding local prevention council grant. I want to say on behalf of our community services and our health departments for applying for the grant. The town of Stratford is eligible for $7,141.
There's a motion from Mr. Can on the floor. Is there a second?
To be clear, Mr. Chairman, the motion should be that the resolution for that particular grant be approved. I think you always have to just move what you're doing. You wanted the approval of it.
Mr. Can you restate it?
You simply.
Motion is for this grant to be approved.
Okay, a second from Mr. Hardin. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor, vote aye. Motion passes 10-0. 6.2.3.
Mr. Chairman, on 6.2.3, the resolution regarding Air Now Air Quality Flag Program grant, I move that it be resolved by the Town Council that it is cognizant of the Town of Stratford's grant application and that the contract with U.S. EPA Region 1 for funds in the amount of $25,000 to implement a community-level Air Now Quality Flag Program be resolved.
There's a motion from Mrs. Dancho. Mr. Ticky, second. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 10-0. 6.2.4.
Again, Mr. Chairman, on that resolution regarding the Clean Vessel Act grant for pump-out boat, I move that it be resolved by the Town Council that that be approved.
Motion. Is there a second from Mr. Perillo? Is there any discussion? If not, motion passes 10-0. We're on to new business, nothing, new business appointments. Is there, on the Arts Commission, I'm looking for a motion for Mr. Pia. Maybe you can help us out? Someone? Mr. Sokolowski, Jeff Sokolowski?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve 7.1.1. A, Jeff Sokolowski be hereby appointed a member of the Arts Commission to the seat of Lenny Kovalark, expired April 9th, 2018, as well as Should I, question the town attorney, could I continue
all
with B
three?
and C?
Okay, do B?
I'll continue with B. Resolve that Teresa Manis be hereby appointed as a member of the Arts Commission to the seat of Deborah Gilbert Taylor, resigned, expiring April 9th, 2019. And C, a reappointment of Bruce Hirsch be hereby appointed to the Arts Commission with a seat having expired November 6th, 2018.
There's a motion for all three is on the floor. Ms. Stancho seconds it. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye. There's nobody at the current time for the...
You appointed two people to expired positions.
Say what?
So you appointed someone who, the expiration April 9th, 2018, it's already passed, and November 6th is already passed, so what happens? Do they go another year?
No, it starts from,
It would be a full new appointment.
goes back to November 6th, and so Sokolowski's term will start at April 9th, 2018, and it goes 3 years from April 9th.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for the question. Okay, but that's current time. There's no one for the Library Association. Going down the list, the next one, 7.1.5, Waterfront and Harbor Management. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Frank Liccardo for 7.1.5 to the Water and Harborfront Commission, a 5-year term, be hereby appointed to the to the seat of James Tuccaroni, having deceased, with a term expiration date of May 31st, 2021.
There's a motion on the floor, Mr. Pia.
No, second.
Seconded from Mrs. Dancho. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll call to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 10-0. Going down to 7.1.7B, Mr. Pia, can you help me? Or Mr. Ticky, can you help me?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Roger Salz, being is hereby appointed a member of the Longbrook Park Commission to the seat that expired, his seat that expired November 6, 2018.
There's a motion. Is there a second from Mr. Perillo? Is there any discussion? If not, we'll call to vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 10-0. 7.1.8, Mr. O'Brien.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion that alternate member Drew Boddington be and hereby appointed a member of the Parks and Recreation Committee to the seat of Walter Stelmack, resigned, expiring December 2019.
There's a motion on the floor, second from Mr. Ticky. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 10-0. Is there a motion to adjourn? So moved. Motion passes 10-0. And thanks, Ken.